Think you know everything about Gambit? Think again, hotshot. Welcome back to another Embrace Destiny video, everyone. Thank you so much for clicking that link and joining us. Kaz PhD here. Today we're going to be talking about 4 stacking in Gambit and why it might not be as easy as you think. The background footage is from a recent tournament my clan ran, and as always, short notes are included in the description below. Now, I know what you're thinking. 4 stacking equals a win. Video over, right? Or if you don't win in a 4 stack, what's wrong with you? Well, you'd be wrong on the first, but probably right on the last. Let's drop some context. Last week, my clan challenged another clan to a Gambit tournament. We were pretty excited for it. With Gambit Prime private matches not yet being available, and wanting to keep things on a relatively even playing field, we went back to Gambit and set up some private matches. There were some concerns over allowing certain subclass or weapon or armor choices, so we decided to try not to spec into melting the primeval too fast. Takes the fun out of it. Now, my clan, we're fairly active in Gambit. It's one of the most fun and diverse activities, I think, that works with 4 people in this game, and offers a little bit of everything. I've got the Dredgen title, and so too do a few of others. We play regularly, and are usually really successful. Our invader generally gets 2 or more kills with each invasion, and all has been a breeze. The clan we were facing was also full of good players, but they didn't play as regularly in a team, at least in Gambit, as the rest of us, and they had fewer Dredgens on their side. To be honest, their clan leader was a little worried about playing us because we play Gambit so often. He was worried that his team would get smashed in. And, well, nothing could have been further from that prediction. We played probably 12 or more games, even mixing the teams and encounters up a bit, and I am sad to say that my team lost every single match. Not just every game, every match. Originally, I had planned on taking the footage from my side and theirs and combining it into a really fun highlight video. How cool would it be to see the invasion start, switch to the defending team hiding and peeking, and hear pandemonium from both sides? Unfortunately, without the results being a little more even, a little more tense and exciting, the only YouTube montage-worthy footage I have is of the other team. And as much as I love those guys, I'm not their hype man. So, the light's chosen. Sorry guys, but no highlight video this week, hopefully next time. Today I want to talk about why and how this happened in the hope of learning something, teaching something maybe, and helping us all improve. First, let's talk about ad clearing and blockers. Now, my team always seemed to get the first blocker, and this is generally a good strategy as it prevents the enemy team from banking. However, after that first blocker, we always seem to be delayed. There's a pretty sizable gap of time between our blockers, and of course that makes it easy to clear them on the other side. Our opposing team did what you should do, which is bank a lot of blockers right before invading. As much as my clan knows about this, I think maybe we grew complacent, lazy, unobservant, and we got caught a couple of times here. Next, if you're on the Bungie forums and Reddit recently, you notice a lot of people complaining about Titans in PvE. The short version is that while Hunters and Warlocks are exceptional in things like the Reckoning, the Titan is not only lackluster, but some of their supers interfere with the others, like putting the Ward of Dawn bubble on a Warlock's Well of Radiance. However, during our games, it seemed like the team with the most Titans was able to clear the ads more quickly. Now obviously this is all depending on weapons and subclasses, maybe even armor, but it did seem that the Titans were more consistently able to clear ads more quickly than the team with fewer Titans. So, something to consider if you're looking to build the perfect team. Next, let's talk about invading. First, I want to say that I think LMGs are too strong, in general. Their effective range is too much, and it bothers me how certain long-range weapons become almost useless against them. For the past month, they are almost exclusively what I have seen people use to invade, and they are generally very successful at countering any ranged weapon I have seen. They even take down the Sentinel super incredibly fast, which, as a Titan main, bothers me on a personal level. Now this is generally speaking. However, against a coordinated team, their effectiveness goes down. Our appointed invader has been exclusively invading with Thunderlord for several months now, almost always to tremendous success. However, during this tournament, I think he was lucky to get more than a single kill. Thunderlord is great, but if the entire team knows you're coming and calls you out, you can find yourself in trouble real fast. Not to mention that while LMG's range is too good, Queensbreaker, at a range, will beat it almost every single time. Invade after invade, our dedicated invader found himself stuck. He didn't have the edge he used to, and it really threw off our momentum. No insult intended here. Our invader's a great guy and a great player, but we had never really faced another stacked team before, or at least not all at once and so often. So it was a really big lesson that we are having to learn. Next, dealing with invasions. Well, as I alluded to earlier, you have to be wary of when the team may invade. How close are they to 25 or 50 motes? And you have to be ready to clear blockers fast. Masters of the Queensbreaker still hold a great advantage, and the usual run, cover, and hide techniques are still in play. However, one thing happened that really messed us up more than getting killed during invasions, and that is wasting our time. In earlier experience, we had all grown tired of getting killed while holding motes, so we all became sentries, all of us turning and challenging the invader as soon as they approached. This almost always went well for us. We take a few seconds, focus on the invader, then get back to business. However, this invader was not only better, but was good at making us waste our time. Suddenly, even with few deaths on our side, their invasion was costing us the game, costing us momentum. We weren't banking, clearing blockers, generating motes. It was like the game was on pause on our side only. We were just getting to our second invasion, and they were spawning the primeval. Time after time, we fell behind. We redoubled here, thinking that if we could kill the invader more quickly, we'd reduce this problem. But we didn't. If anything, it got worse. So, in over 12 games of Gambit, we never summoned the primeval first, and we didn't get too far past killing the envoys. Now, while this is all incredibly obvious in hindsight, and many of you likely know how to avoid these issues, it is not one that we really encountered before. When we 4-stack in Gambit, sure, we're playing to win, but not to demoralize. Even when we are trying our best, we're generally not against another 4-stack, so I guess we got lazy. Mistakes and inefficiencies are less noticeable against a team of solo players, but when you go up against a 4-stack, they become abundantly clear. So, if you want to tighten up your strategy, you need to learn to multitask. The easiest, conceptually, may be to have a dedicated invader hunter, similar to the sentry role in Gambit Prime. However, there may be times when that's not an option due to lack of ammo, ads, sightlines, spawning, blockers. Maybe your sentry has motes and doesn't want to challenge. As always, it comes down to teamwork. Calling out not just your position and the invader's position, but who is dealing with it. That's a good start. A better step might be to understand the sightlines of the map. If you're on the Emerald Coast, collecting motes in the trees, and your players tell you that the invader is on the beach, just keep getting those motes. Keep half an eye on the sightlines so you don't get sniped or hit with a tracking rocket, but keep doing your job so that when the invader is dealt with, you are making up for lost time. If you're on your way to an invader, and maybe have some extra ammo in the mag or something, maybe hit a blocker on the way. Hard to do, as you may want to be fully stocked for the invader, but you're not the average player. Not the average team. I'm sure you can do it. And if you can't now, maybe it's something to work on. It's something I certainly need to. Finally, during the primeval phase, I don't really have much to say. The strategy, the effectiveness of certain weapon subclasses pretty much remains the same. Although I will add that Burning Maul was shown to be surprisingly effective. Not only against ads, think Dune Marchers, but after the second game or so of the enemy team melting their boss, I asked, what are you using? Thought we said no geomags. They told us they were using Burning Maul and Melting Point. It's been a while since I gave Burning Maul the time of day, but I guess with some recent patches, it has been hitting harder than ever before. So maybe give that a try if you want to attempt something different. Anyway, those are my tips. While they may seem straightforward, you'll find that at peak competitive level, it is the small stuff that will do you in. Chris Hadfield, Canadian astronaut, said, do sweat the small stuff. And if you're going to improve, you have to start noticing the little inefficiencies which can cost you the game. In the end, am I upset that we lost? Not really. We had a great time, and as Osiris says, every battle is a learning experience. I definitely want a rematch though, and I want to make that highlight video for you all and make the other team sweat, both in effort and maybe a little bit of fear. Okay, I've been listening to the Drifter a little too much. Anyway, that's the video for today. Thank you all very much for stopping by. Be sure to check me out on Twitch, link in the description below. Stay tuned to my Twitter as well to know when we're having our next tournament. and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye now.